The night feels different, this time heavy, sharp, and full of secrets waiting to explode. Something dark is moving in the shadows of the kingdom, something that even the strongest hearts cannot ignore. It's the kind of silence that comes right before a storm, the kind that warns everyone that power is about to change hands. And in this world, the crown is never safe, not even for a second. The city breathes like a living beast, restless and hungry. Its lights flicker against the wet pavement as if whispering warnings no one dares to speak out loud. The world around the Queen's empire is shifting, and everyone feels it even if they pretend not to. The nightclubs that once echoed with confidence now carry a strange kind of tension. Like they're waiting for a blow they know is coming. Every door seems to have ears. Every shadow feels like it's hiding someone who shouldn't be there. And yet, life continues. Because in this kingdom, stopping means losing. And losing means disappearing. Rumors swirl like smoke, spreading through back alleys, locker rooms, and secret corners. Some say a new enemy has arrived, someone who doesn't fear the Queen. Someone ready to dismantle everything piece by piece. Others whisper about betrayal growing inside the circle itself. Someone close enough to strike without warning. No one knows the truth yet, but everyone senses danger, thick and cold, like a blade hovering over the throat of the empire. The tension is so strong, it feels like the air itself is listening, waiting, watching. Power never comes quietly, and it never stays gentle. In this world, it demands blood, loyalty, sacrifice, and a heart strong enough to survive the weight of all of it. The Queen has carried that weight for years, fighting enemies seen and unseen, building her throne from the ashes of those who tried to take her down. But Season 4 brings a different kind of challenge, not one that roars into the room, but one that creeps in softly, smiling, pretending to be harmless. And that's what makes it dangerous. The streets remember everything. They remember the victories, the losses, the nights filled with celebration, and the nights filled with fear. Now they remember the sudden shift, the strange movements, the silent deals, the people disappearing from their usual spots without a trace. Something is pulling strings behind the scenes, turning allies into suspects and confidence into doubt. Every step forward feels like stepping on a trap waiting to snap. Every voice sounds like it could be lying. Every heartbeat feels louder, faster, ready to break through the chest at any second. And yet, the Queen stands firm, even as the world shakes around her. She knows that power attracts enemies like light attracts moths. She knows that the crown she wears brings more danger than comfort. She also knows that the people who stand beside her must be watched as closely as those who stand against her. Trust is fading, thinning out like smoke blown into the wind. Loyalty is no longer something to assume, it must be proven, over and over again. But the real storm hasn't hit yet. What the city feels right now is only the first warning, the trembling before the quake. Season 4 isn't just another chapter, it's a full-scale collision of revenge, ambition, and buried truths rising from the dark. And when the first strike lands, the kingdom will feel it. The streets will feel it. The Queen herself will feel it. Because this time, the threat isn't coming from outside the walls. It's coming from somewhere much closer. Somewhere no one ever thought to question. This is the beginning of a new war. A silent one. A personal one. A war where every choice could be the one that breaks the empire apart or holds it together for one more night. And the city is just waiting to see who walks out of the fire and who gets swallowed by it. The storm begins quietly, not with gunfire or shouting, but with a strange rhythm in the Iran uneasy beat that spreads through the kingdom like a warning pulse. It starts with little things, small shifts that most people wouldn't notice. But the Queen's world is built on reading signals no one else can see. A familiar door that stays locked too long, a trusted face that avoids eye contact, a piece of information that arrives a little too late. Each moment feels harmless on its own, but together they form a pattern. A careful web woven by someone who knows exactly where to strike and how to stay hidden. The streets start speaking in codes again, conversations cut off when someone gets too close, messages passed with quick glances instead of words. Even the music in the club sounds different, as if the DJ can feel the danger too. People dance with a little less joy, a little more fear, their eyes drifting toward corners, exits, shadows even while pretending everything is fine. Because pretending is the only thing anyone can afford right now. In this kingdom, admitting fear is the fastest way to become a target. But change isn't only happening outside. Inside the Queen's circle, the atmosphere is shifting, turning colder, tighter. People who once moved with certainty now walk with hesitation. The Queen's most trusted allies feel the pressure, each one wondering if the storm is coming for them or if they are expected to stand stronger than before. Silence grows between them, filled with unspoken questions. Are you loyal? Are you hiding something? Do you know what's coming next? No one dares ask out loud. Sometimes it's the silence that hurts the most. Still, the queen observes everything. She sees the cracks forming, the tension tightening like ropes around the kingdom. She senses that someone is watching her moves carefully, studying her patterns, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This enemy is different. This enemy is patient, a shadow with a plan. And that kind of threat is far more dangerous than a loud, reckless one. A silent enemy can destroy everything before anyone realizes the war has even begun. Whispers travel fast. They slip under doors, weave through crowded rooms, and echo in quiet hallways. Some say someone from within the circle is feeding information to the outside. Others believe a new player has entered the game, someone with deep pockets, deeper anger, and a reason to bring the queen to her knees. No one knows the truth, but everyone feels the pressure building, pressing against their ribs like iron. The kingdom is trembling, even if no one admits it. The night grows heavier as secrets multiply. Strange faces start showing up in familiar places, asking quiet questions, leaving just before anyone can confront them. Cars sit parked too long on the same street. Unknown numbers call and hang up. And the queen knows these signs. They are the early steps of a takedown, the slow tightening of a trap designed by someone who understands the rules of this world almost too well. This isn't random chaos, this is strategy. Yet through the tension, through the quiet threat rising from every corner, the queen stays unbroken. She knows, fear cannot guide her. Only determination can. She has risen from darkness before. She has rebuilt herself after every betrayal, every loss, every moment the world tried to crush her. And now, as Season 4 opens its doors, she feels that familiar fire burning inside her again, the fire that built her empire and warned every enemy that she is not easy to defeat. But this time, the danger feels deeper, more personal. It doesn't just target her crown, it targets her heart, her circle, her throne built on loyalty and struggle. It aims to turn her world inside out from the closest point possible. The enemy wants chaos, confusion, collapse, and the queen knows she must move before they make their next play. Because once the first real strike hits, everything will change. Friends may fall, lines may break, truths may tear apart everything she thought she understood. This is no longer about power. It's about survival. And the storm that once whispered across the city is now preparing to speak louder, much louder. The kingdom is entering its most dangerous chapter yet, and the queen can feel it in her bones. The game has started, and only the strongest will see how it ends. The tension finally begins to take shape. No longer hiding in shadows or slipping quietly through locked doors, it becomes a presence heavy, cold, and impossible to ignore. The kingdom feels it in every corner. From the brightest lights of the club to the darkest alleys where secrets cling to the walls. This time, the fear does not whisper. It breathes. Slow, deep, purposeful, like a hunter stalking its prey with absolute confidence. Strange events start unfolding in a pattern too clear to dismiss. Papers go missing from locked drawers. Quiet meetings happen in places no one usually goes. A familiar ally suddenly stops showing up, leaving behind only questions and a cold, uneasy silence. People walk with caution now, their eyes darting around as if expecting something to leap out at any moment. Even the queen's strongest supporters feel the shift in their bones. Like the ground beneath them has begun to crack. The queen senses the shift more deeply than anyone else. She always has. Her instincts sharpen with every passing hour, guiding her through a maze of half-truths and hidden threats. She walks the halls of her empire with a steady pace, but inside, she is piecing together fragments that don't belong together. Someone is playing a game with her, moving pieces carefully, removing them quietly, and leaving gaps meant to confuse her. But she has survived too many storms to be blinded by this one. She studies every detail, every glance, every unexplained moment, and slowly, the picture begins to form. A new power has stepped into the arena, but not with noise or force. This power prefers to move like smoke, drifting where it wants, slipping through places no one expects, appearing only when it chooses. It's not trying to crush the queen's empire all at once. It's trying to weaken it from the inside, making everyone doubt everyone else. Seeds of confusion are being planted in the minds of those closest to her. The enemy wants them to turn on each other. They want the queen to lose her strength before the real attack begins. Day by day, trust starts to thin. Even familiar faces seem different now. Words feel heavier. Every conversation carries hidden meanings. People who once stood with confidence now stand with uncertainty, trying to act normal but failing to mask the fear tightening their chests. Everyone feels watched, like invisible eyes, are tracking their every move. And maybe they are. Season 4 is no ordinary battle. It is a careful dismantling of everything the queen has built. Still, the queen refuses to break. She holds herself together with the same fire that once lifted her from nothing to power. She knows that fear is the enemy's sharpest weapon, and she refuses to let it cut her. Even as her world trembles, she gathers information piece by piece. She listens closely to every whisper. She watches patterns that others fail to notice. Slowly, she starts connecting lines that were never meant to be found. Names begin to surface, names that should have stayed buried. Deals that were supposed to be secrets start unraveling. Hidden connections reveal themselves like cracks tearing through stone. And the queen realizes something deeper. This enemy isn't new. It isn't random. It is someone who knows her history, her rise, her mistakes. Someone who understands her strengths as well as her weaknesses. Someone who has been waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And that moment is now. The queen's heart tightens, not out of fear, but out of certainty. This threat is personal. This enemy isn't after her money or her empire alone. They want to break her spirit. They want to take the one thing she has always guarded with everything in her. And the more she digs, the more she realizes that the first blow may have already been delivered without her noticing. Something, or someone, has already been touched by this invisible hand, setting off a chain reaction. She must stop before it's too late. Night after night, the queen prepares herself, sharpening her mind, securing her circle, and rebuilding her defenses. She knows that soon, very soon, the enemy will reveal their first true move. And when they do, the kingdom will not be the same. The queen breathes in the tension, feeling it burn like fire in her lungs. She is ready. She must be ready, because the battlefield is shifting. And the real war is about to begin. This chapter is no longer about guessing who the enemy is. It is about understanding how deep their reach goes. And as the queen steps deeper into the darkness, she knows one thing for sure. Once the truth comes out, nothing will return to the way it was. The kingdom stands on the edge of something massive, something irreversible. The storm is no longer approaching. It has arrived. The truth arrives, not with a scream, but with a quiet shudder that runs through the entire kingdom. It slips in like a cold wind beneath a locked door, settling deep into the walls, the floors, the hearts of everyone who stands under the queen's rule. This is the moment where shadows stop hiding and begin shaping themselves into something real, something dangerous. The threat that once felt distant now stands close enough to breathe the same air. And the kingdom knows it. The queen knows it. Nothing about this calm feels safe. The first real sign appears in the smallest, most unexpected way. A note left where no one should have been able to enter. A message with no name, no signature, only a promise written in sharp, steady words. A promise that everything the queen once trusted will soon be turned against her. The ink feels cold, almost alive, like it carries the intentions of the hand that wrote it. Someone is bold enough to walk through her world without fear. Someone is confident enough to leave a warning right under her nose. That alone tells her everything she needs to know. This enemy believes the kingdom already belongs to them. From that moment, the atmosphere shifts again. This time, it's not confusion or fear, it's clarity. Hard, piercing, unavoidable clarity. The queen begins to trace the lines that were once hidden, connecting every strange movement, every missing piece, every uneasy silence. And as the truth forms in her mind, it cuts deeper than she expected. The attack is not a single blow. It is a slow, deliberate tightening of strings designed to break her at the points where she is strongest. This isn't an enemy who wants her throne. This is an enemy who wants to destroy her identity. But the queen has survived too much to crumble now. Instead, she steps into the danger with steady hands and eyes sharp enough to see through any lie. She moves through her world like a flame moving through darkness, quiet but impossible to ignore. Every corner she crosses reveals another layer of betrayal. Faces she once trusted now look uncertain. Promises once made with pride now sound hollow. Even the air between allies feels fragile, as if a simple word could shatter everything. Yet she does not run from the truth. She moves deeper into it. The kingdom watches as she uncovers secret meetings that were never meant for her ears. Hidden deals made by people who swore loyalty. And plans woven so carefully that even the smallest detail was meant to poison her foundation. Each discovery is a blow, but she takes them without falling. Every truth reveals another path forward. Another step she must take to protect the empire she built. And with each step, she becomes sharper, stronger, more dangerous to the enemy who thought she would break. But the enemy is watching too. They respond with silence at first, letting suspense twist tighter around the queen's world. Then, slowly, they begin to strike, never loudly, never directly, but with perfect precision. A trusted ally disappears without warning. A key location is breached with no signs of force. Information she needs suddenly goes missing. It is a battle of movements, a dance of shadows. And the queen is standing in the center of a war designed to test every part of her mind. Still, she does not retreat. She gathers her remaining strength, the real loyal ones, the ones who have survived storms alongside her. Together, they rebuild their defenses, not openly, but from behind closed doors where no eyes can reach. The queen uses the tension, the fear, the betrayal, as fuel, not weakness, because she knows something the enemy doesn't expect. When she has lost everything before, she has always come back stronger than the world believed she could. As Season 4 reaches its breaking point, the kingdom stands on a thin line, stretched between destruction and rebirth. The queen faces a truth that could either shatter her empire or solidify her power forever. The enemy has made their first real move, but she is ready to respond. And when she does, it will not be quiet, it will not be gentle, it will shake everything. The final moment of Section 4 lands with a heavy, undeniable certainty. The queen is done allowing the enemy to move in silence. The war will no longer be fought from the shadows. She steps forward with fire in her chest and a plan forming in her mind. The enemy wanted a war. Now they're about to get one.